Guy Winch talks about 5 emotional aids you can do to better your emotional hygiene, and I would like to share them with you. Pay attention to your emotional pain. How you treat your physical hygiene is how you should treat your emotional hygiene. If you find yourself hurting emotionally for several days because of fear, a bad mood, rejection, it means you've sustained a psychological wound and you need to treat it and heal it. Number 2, stop emotional bleeding. Psychological wounds launch vicious cycles that make pain worse. For an example, failing something will then lead to the lack of confidence. The feeling of helplessness will only make you fail again in the future, and having awareness of these consequences and catching negative cycles is crucial to life. Number 3, protecting our self-esteem. Our self-esteem is our emotional immune system, which then buffers and lends us emotional resistance. So technically, if your ego gets hurt, for example, then your self-esteem will get lowered. Your ego and self-esteem go hand in hand. But you also have to remember if it's coming from your ego or if it's coming from your conscious mind, because your ego feeds into you and your ego feeds into your self-esteem. So you also need to be mindful of your ego, because your ego sometimes is not reality. Boosting your self-esteem when you're low is so important. You're your own best friend. If you find yourself with negativity, we are only harming ourselves. Avoiding negative self-talk is the best thing you can do for yourself. You need to lift yourself up. Number 4, battling negative thinking. It is important to stop negative thinking. It is obviously natural to think about distressing events, how you think you should have said something, or how you think you should have acted. It is completely normal to overthink, but when our thinking becomes repetitive, we are no longer problem solving. And if we're not problem solving, it's costing to our emotional and physical health. Number 5, becoming more informed. Becoming more informed about the impact of psychological wounds. Learning to treat psychological wounds and teaching others how to do so. And when you teach others how to do so, you're not only helping yourself, but it will help you thrive. And the last thing that I'm going to close with today is what Dalai Lama said. Emotional hygiene is to get our disturbing emotions, anger, frustration, and anxiety under control, adopting an attitude of concern for others, and act from that stance. Thank you for listening.